Elliot.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was gonna be able to censor myself, but I guess I should have worried about you more.
Yeah, you did all right. I'm just I got Guinness and I drink Guinness. I know there's like less alcohol content per, but
Like
I
it's
drink
milk.
it way faster than I drink other beers.
Yeah,
So I got a pretty good buzz going.
solid going in. Yeah, I'm drinking Labatt's Blue Light.
You
wow.
Canadian, eh?
That's highbrow.
Yeah, fancy guy here. So I think. Welcome back, everybody. This is Last Call. Let's do it. I think I like this backdrop. I need to build this studio in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean it is literally just a shelf with liquor on it. So it's not terribly difficult.
I think it speaks to me.
But I mean, David, the sky's the limit. You know, I mean, spread your wings and build a shelf.
Yeah, go for it.
Looks good. I like it. I like just looking at alcohol.
You like looking at alcohol behind you? You don't like drinking?
I like looking at alcohol. See, Danny agrees. This should be the backdrop.
So you just need to build that exact setup along that wall.
That, and I need to like buy a bunch more liquor because I typically only have like 3 or 4 bottles of something, just the stuff my daily drinkers type thing. So I have to get a lot more.
You gotta throw some house parties and ask people to bring liquor bottles.
Yeah,
Do the bottle party. Like,
yeah.
Just everybody bring their favorite bottle.
For me.
Yeah.
But then, but I'll just end up drinking all of them, and it's like as the
there
year
won't be.
goes on,
people will be like, "Where's your shelf?" And you'll be like, "Well, I drank it."
I need to restock it. Come over and bring something.
Every week, the episode, you'll just see like a different bottle is gone until like
just a wall.
Maybe I should do it. I should start the football season with 52 bottles up here, and see how many are left by the time
I like it.
The next season starts.
I am totally for this plan only because it doesn't involve my health.
Right.
The podcast might move back to live in person with lots of booze to choose from.
Tim.
There we go.
All right.
We need to get Uber or Lyft to sponsor the podcast so that we can get you guys to the studio and back every week.
We always got home safely.
Because you had a driver.
Now I've got my kid on Tuesday evenings.
I drove home plenty.
All right, you need to teach your kid how to drive.
I know. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. It's been rough going. She can't reach the pedals, and I'm just
Not
like,
yet.
Bro.
I have seen enough cartoons and kids shows to know that there's a little bit of like an extra, like a shoebox or something down there is all they need to really.
Well, I need
punch that pedal.
I need to just develop some stilts that she can strap on that she can use to push the pedals. You know.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
Duh.
Come on,
Look, I'll try harder next time. I'm sorry, David.
I really do expect. No one believes you're going to try harder.
I'm sorry. Well. Somebody might have believed David until you fucking told him that I wasn't gonna.
You said you were gonna do some research for tonight's episode. That didn't happen.
Is that the research?
I already yelled at you guys a bunch about all my points about like fuck Elliot, man. Like just fuck that guy.
I did have a soft moment. I saw a post, I guess, when he went back home. They, those stupid big ass letters they put in your yard for graduates and stuff like that.
Back
yard?
Huh?
What do you mean back home?
Hilarious. Well, his home in South Carolina.
Yeah. So like he didn't go back home.
So it said "Welcome home, Coach," and it had like South Carolina Gamecock stuff, like huge letters in his yard. And I had this brief moment of aw. And I said, "Bye, Coach," and he actually hearted on Instagram the DM. That's like the only time he's ever done anything,
man.
But also, fuck Coach Elliott.
So,
what?
He has a high school player sign in their yard, home of tight end coach John Elliott. That's hilarious.
They love him. Should be excited right now. They got a head coach to be their tight ends coach / run game coordinator. Our run game was phenomenal under him.
It was like Panther Express, baby.
What?
There's the Panther Express.
I mean, like really, our run game has been great under him, and there's no denying that, right? So They got themselves a great coach, probably for a pretty good deal, and we just get fucked in the meantime. So South Carolina fans should be happy.
Yeah, Tim, what was he saying that the budget for Georgia State recruiting, his salary is greater than the recruiting budget for Georgia State?
He better not recruit anyone, right? Because that's the other thing people are saying is that it's all this
he
new
is going to
recruiting and all this
Georgia.
new transfer portal, and that's why he has to quit. Oh, fuck all that stuff. He's still got to do it.
He's going to end up being the biggest recruiter of Georgia talent for South Carolina.
Oh, my God.
He always recruits the state next to the state he's actually coaching in. That's it.
So the other thing I was saying, people are like, "Oh, he wanted to go to his kids' football games. He was already going to all of them, right? We already made that deal with him. He was already allowed to do that.
Wait, he's the reason
South Carolina gonna let him do that?
No, there's no fucking way.
Like, is South Carolina gonna let him not travel with the team, not recruit the way that he's like? Are they just gonna let him just slide?
No way.
Well, but he only has to miss half the games now because obviously
he didn't miss any of his kids' games. He went to all of them.
We just unlocked how the Sun Belt schedule is screwed up. Somehow the Sun Belt did whatever he wanted. He's the reason for our shitty schedules.
So his kids could be there. He could be at his kids' playoff games,
except for his daughter's cheerleading thing.
They're like, we wanted to schedule Georgia Southern on this week, but Elliot was like, "Man, I gotta go see my kid."
Is this getting good? Is this it'd be one thing if his kid was like a superstar athlete. What position does his kid play? Is he like long snapper? Like is their name?
I'm more interested in why can't he play in Georgia? Like, oh, he's got to go watch his kid play football. Well, one, again, he did, and two, why can't he play in Georgia?
Because the competition's too tough here. You wouldn't get any starting time.
Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean,
there are many schools that he could have sent his kid to here and made sure he's on the team and playing and a starter, right? Just don't send him to like the top school.
Yeah, Georgia schools recruit, man. They're cool. Like with you moving. I mean, and he's rich. We made sure of that. We made sure of that.
Do you think Elliott pays his buyout? The rest of it, it's him. He'll pay it.
The other 150. That's what I'm saying. It could be either booster money or it's coming out of his own pocket, forfeit from his salary or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So really though, this is a coup for South Carolina. I mean, that really.
They love him
super excited about it.
Right. They love him already. They get him back.
What happens when Shane Beamer gets fired next year? And is they going to retain their tight end coach?
Good. I hope so. I hope that happens.
What?
You're wishing the worst for coach for Sean?
Well, and unfortunately that extends to Beamer, I mean.
So now you have a distaste for Beamer because of what Sean's done.
I don't have a distaste for Beamer. He would be an unfortunate by collateral damage. I don't feel terrible about these people because they get paid millions of dollars, right? I mean, like we're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars at the very least. I'm not terribly upset about if they're out of work for a year or two or whatever. But that would be some funny shit if all of a sudden Elliott's out of a job next year because Beamer gets fired and the new guy brings in some other people.
And then Dan Ellington hires Coach Elliott as his tight ends coach wherever he goes.
Yes.
I like it. I like the Jordan Fried, whatever it's called, Jordan, whatever. Taking pleasure in the misfortune of other. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he ends up becoming like AC Flores coach.
Maybe what?
He becomes AC Flores coach.
Yeah, that's his new head coach job. He moves from South Carolina to high school.
I saw somebody say that.
He just continues his downward slide.
I saw somebody say that unironically.
Like for real?
Yeah. I mean, but they were probably being stupid, but it was unironic.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. It was somebody on like Twitter or something.
I'm on Twitter. You sure it wasn't me?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't you.
All right. How good was South Carolina this year? They were
not very good.
That's one of the years.
They're never terribly good. Spurrier had them playing all right, but still never like.
Oh yeah, they were 5-7
awesome
last year.
Yeah, no, they were terrible.
How long has Beamer been there? I'm trying to figure out how long when he's on the hot seat.
So and then the other
Beamer?
thing is Beamer was also on our short list when Elliott
Yeah.
was hired. So
Yeah, worked out well for Beamer, huh? Get an SEC paycheck for a while.
it's
Yeah.
He has been there since I don't know, since 2021. So, oof.
But before that, was he head coach at Virginia Tech or was he
Beamer?
I
an
don't
assistant?
Shane. I don't think Shane ever got the head coaching job at Virginia Tech. A lot of fans
No.
wanted him to, but I think he's like special teams coordinator or something like that.
Yeah, I knew he was there.
So South Carolina plays Old Dominion next year. You think Coach Elliott can beat them?
Yeah,
They have a shitty ass. They're out of conference. It's horrible. They have
What
Old
is it?
Dominion, Akron, and Wofford all at home,
Look at those 3 wins. They're already halfway to a bowl.
and then at Clemson.
welcome to the SEC, David.
Yeah, where it means more, right?
Where it
Mhm.
means more. Our out of conference is against whatever
Oh,
you just said.
In 2025, Coach Elliott has to make that drive back to Atlanta to play Virginia Tech.
For
That'll be
what is
interesting.
that? Like a opener, like one of the
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A.
opener or something.
Chick-fil-A kickoff game. Yeah, so that'd be interesting. Shane Beamer coaching against his dad's team.
If he lasts that long.
Third opponent out of conference. Oh, they don't have a fourth opponent for after this year. Maybe SEC is going to their 9-game schedule.
Maybe it's us.
Could
Maybe we're
be.
gonna get that South Carolina slot. Maybe that's part of the buyout.
That'd be fun.
Somebody did say that. I'm just like, oh my god, y'all! Like that's millions of dollars.
I think it's amusing whenever someone's like linked to or comes from another program. They're like that exact same thing. Oh well, they'll schedule us because we have that person that used to work there.
Yeah, I think one of
Very
our fans,
rare.
one of our fans said they wanted Dan Ellington be the head coach. So
not this year. Not this year.
Well, yeah, eventually for sure, but like he's got to get some
this
experience.
Year, the replacement for.
I love Dan. I think
he's great. He's not head coach yet.
Yeah, he's done like running back coach. He's done tight end coach. He needs to leave Georgia State. He needs to go get some experience from other coaches and at other programs and see what it's like. I'd love to see. Yeah, I think the best thing that can ever happen to a program is to have a star athlete come back and be your head coach. I love it.
I think it's
really not even star athlete.
Well, and here is why I would rank Arbuckle above Ellington. And I know we've talked about this kind of thing before, and maybe this is actually like regular podcast material.
It kind of
whatever.
Keep going.
Arbuckle would call plays on the field. He would change things up and call plays on the field. He was our play caller for like the last season that he was here, and I think that was a big difference with how well he did in that season. And I don't know that Ellington ever fully embraced that. Like he would make a change to be like, oh, we're going to run it instead.
Right.
But it wasn't like major type, I'm going to read this defense and change the entire play on the fly.
Peyton Manning,
right.
Calling his Omahas and
yeah, I mean, it wasn't the same type of thing. And I mean, that's what you're looking for in a head coach is somebody that can like look at that kind of stuff, or at least hire people who can. So,
Nick, both Nick and Dan, you can make huge arguments for being the best quarterback that Georgia State's had. But honestly, I gotta go. I think there's an argument to be made for Granger for the consistency's sake of everything. Dan and Nick both had phenomenal year. They had 1 year where they were phenomenal. They had another year where they were absolute garbage, or the team was absolute garbage under them. Granger put together a consistent seasons. So winning seasons. I guess the year before was not a winning season, but Granger played for multiple seasons. He was always good. He had his problems, but he was always good.
Always?
Except for when he was bad.
Which was a lot of the time.
But how do you judge a quarterback that was played for 2 years and was good was phenomenal for one, and was it we won 1 game. We won 1 game Nick's first year and 2 games Dan's first year.
Like, yeah, it's rough. They learned a lot.
We need a quarterback that's actually awesome,
Yeah.
consistently awesome. 2 or 3 years, consistent play.
Arbuckle then went on to get paid to be a quarterback, which is, something else altogether.
Oh, wait. Well, yeah, but then COVID screwed him out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he signed
To Danny's point, Dan would have had a crazy season, but he tore his ACL and played through it anyway and had still a pretty darn good season.
And still beat
injured.
And still beat who was it? Arkansas State. We talked about it before. He beat he beats a team. He won one game on a torn ACL because he lost to Monroe. I think we had Appy that
we're all sitting there watching like, what the hell are we watching? Like, for every game we watch, we're like, what is this? Like, this is torture for him, or
how bad is quad that we have to put in Dan Ellington?
Apparently bad enough.
Where is he now? Did he transfer again?
Isn't he still playing? Like he's I think in his ninth school or something. he got like a couple of COVID years or something out of him. I don't know. I think I saw something about him moving to a couple of different FCS or Division II programs. Quad was bad. Yeah, quad was bad. So
started out really, we all thought he was doing really well, and then
we started off looking pretty good. I had a pretty good season. We got hyped up about him, and then those wheels fell off in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So,
poor quad.
Oh well.
How do you guys feel next year? I'm curious. Like, we got Tech, Chattanooga, Vanderbilt, and UConn as out of conference.
So I meant to bring this up on the podcast, and we kept on getting distracted whenever I thought about it, or remembered it. It's like this is similar to Lanier leaving before the Convocation Center opened. It's like, we've been looking forward to this Georgia Tech game since it was scheduled 4 years ago or something, and we thought we were in a position we were getting better. We didn't know how we were going to be this season, but it's another thing to have to worry about going to that Tech game.
I feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath us.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, it's such a favorable schedule if we could keep a core team together. You got Tech, Chattanooga, and Vanderbilt back to back to back. Those are, Tech is clearly better. They're doing better. Their recruiting class was great, apparently. But, Chattanooga, obviously FCS game. Who knows? That's always a 50-50 with us, even though it shouldn't be. But Vanderbilt's an easier P5 potential win at home. Like, those 3 games, we could have gone into game 4, whoever it's going to be from the Sun Belt, 3-0 potentially.
Yeah. Well, so what I like about playing Tech when we play them is that it's our first game, but it's their second game. They'll be jet lagged from Dublin, having gotten their asses handed to them by a very, very pissed off Florida State team, right?
Yeah.
So it's at their place, but we're going to turn. I think this is going to be a game. There'll be more Georgia State fans at that Georgia Tech game than we'll have at our games this season.
Ooh, all right.
I can totally see that. Yeah, it's an event, right?
Yeah, you're gonna see blue all over the place, which means we'll wear black. But you'll see blue all over Bobby Dodd for that game.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, it's a gold out.
Yeah,
like our athletic department is gonna be like, it's a gold out at Georgia Tech.
This will be the season they actually finally bring in like the out of nowhere red uniforms.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but I like that we're getting Georgia Tech after the Florida State game. Chattanooga, that's a quality FCS. I have no idea how they've been doing, but they've been a quality FCS program.
They have
making
been,
a playoff regularly.
Did they beat us?
Dude, come on. It's easier to say that team's beating us than say we've beaten a team.
Right.
But
except for trash.
I know.
Except for trash. And Campbell. We own Campbell. That's apparently
Camels, baby.
Are those the only 2 winning records we have?
Yeah,
soon move up to Conference USA. I don't know. Probably.
Are they?
I don't know.
Oh.
They're asking everybody else to join them. Although I think really honestly having a camel as a mascot is fucking. I can say
it's badass.
It's fucking badass. I love it.
Do they have a live camel? Do they have like a live camel that they bring out?
I don't even work. It's like that's in like a Carolina place or something. I think it's not far, but not close.
I thought it was in Tennessee. No.
Yeah,
some southeastern state.
Yeah.
But then Vandy is the beatablest SEC team, right?
Yeah.
Well, I
easy.
mean, we'll see.
I mean, I'm just saying, like when you're ranking SEC opponents that you could face, you think you have your best chance against Vandy, right?
They're gonna go off next year. Watch.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
they're
pretty
gonna just
much.
It's gonna begin with us.
they're gonna lose their first 2 games and they're just gonna beat Georgia State and go crazy after that.
Yes.
Yeah. Or
That's
will be
how it
their only win
happens.
for the season. Or will be their only win for the season.
Yes.
That's far more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Todd, this is Todd did his undergrad at Vandy and says they will not be going off. Program is in shambles. So not to be a dick
We're in
about it,
shambles
Todd,
too.
but not to be well. I was gonna say not to be a dick about it, Todd, but like when you have a program that's consistently bad, how bad do they have to be in shambles? Like how much worse has it gotten? I think we're in shambles right now.
Look, I will say though, like people are giving our program a lot of shit for being like
Hiring a
like
strength
fourth worst, fourth to worst returning
Yes,
production, blah blah blah,
yes.
whatever.
All the things. Yes.
Yeah, but like to me that doesn't mean that we're gonna be the worst. It means that we're like wild card bitches.
We have
Like
potential.
yeah, well, who knows? Who knows what we got coming up from behind, right? I mean, we showed in our bowl game that we had backups that were just fine. We always, for whatever reason, have wide receivers that can catch the damn ball.
Freddie Brock was one of the players I saw on Twitter wishing Sean the best at South Carolina.
He was phenomenal.
A lot doing
he was
that.
not watch him leave. But like the thing is who knows who's stepping up? Who knows what coaches were holding them back for whatever reason or anything like that? We have no clue, right? I mean, and I'm not trying to spin it positive or anything like that. I just think that being lower in production return doesn't mean you're going to be bad, because other people can produce just fine. Like it doesn't mean you're going to literally lose all of those stats and not gain them back anywhere else. It just means that we don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, no, that has been the good thing is every year when we go into a season, we're like, we don't know who's going to be the guy or the guys at this position group. Someone shows up.
We
You've
always
never heard of them before. So
yeah, we always overperform no matter what. Like the media experts say.
That said that we've never had anybody like really like stand out, like done anything afterwards. Like Jamari Thrash is probably the best example of somebody that has succeeded after leaving the program. But our best players have under coach. This is something that Chris Hilliard wrote about in his article. That Coach Elliott and Trent Miles all had guys that were drafted and played for the NFL.
Right.
Coach Elliott has had one player play one game in the NFL. That's it. Nobody else has made it to the next level. And these are his quote unquote his recruits, what his staff was able to get.
I think that says a lot.
Sounds like we recruited from South Carolina too much.
And then we didn't even play him, McKelly.
And then we're like, come here, you're the future on the bench. I mean, if I was holding extra points, right?
If I was a quarterback, I would not go to Georgia State from high school at all, period.
No, we're like in we would have been in like TDS situation. Like you get that athlete, the quarterback who's being recruited athlete, and you're just like, hey, we can let you run it here.
Yeah. Oh, there was talk about getting what's his face from Army that came from Trash Down South. Who's that coach? I remember her name.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's the other coach. The other thing that we've been that we didn't say was Brian Bohannon from Kennesaw State. Was apparently
I saw
interested.
That one though, I heard that his reps reached out to Georgia State immediately. Like he wants out of Kennesaw State to come to Georgia State.
So bad.
Yeah, but he's a triple option guy. He's.
Oh no, I don't want him. But for all those Kennesaw State fans that think that they're about to surpass Georgia State in the state,
Why is he
no,
want
he
out
was
of
like,
there?
he was like, no,
your
no,
coach
promotion.
wants out of
I don't
Conference
have to move.
USA.
There's no moving expenses. Come on. I mean, I guess there were no moving expenses for Elliott either, but
yeah, he had to start paying for rent in Atlanta. Yeah.
On the positive side, he already lives in Atlanta.
yeah.
You think that? Do you think Coach
is that
had
real?
a little?
They reached out, his people.
Yeah.
Apparently that is happening quite a bit, and that there's a little bit of sorting through people who just want to leverage a new position for more pay, and people who are actually interested in it. If you listen to Ben, we are very popular. Lots of people are reaching out.
I want to hear that conversation between what's his face at Kennesaw State and whatever their AD his name is, and he goes to his boss and he's like, hey, Georgia State's willing to pay me an extra $250,000 a year, and he's like, you called them, asshole. Don't come in here and be like, they just randomly offered me this job. No, you reached out to them, you dipshit.
The one cool thing about Brian Bohannon coming here is that he might bring PJ Volker with him.
Ooh, I do like that.
Which PJ Volker was cool. Is cool? I don't know. He was cool when he was in our program. He's not cool at Kennesaw. Is he still there? I say that. But I know that he was there for a little while.
I'll look it up real quick, PJ.
Yeah. And then maybe if Volker's back, then Minter is back.
Minter's making more money than we'll ever see.
Minter doesn't care about money. Minter just wants to build a program. I don't know. I'm making shit up.
No, dude,
really, that's what I want.
Minter is now in a position that if he has a successful year or two, he'll be talked about head coach in the NFL.
Somewhere. I know, but he's my top pick.
That's okay. Take our Georgia State hats off for a second. Jesse Minter becomes awesome at defensive coordinator, and then who the hell do we hire? Raheem Morris sucks because, as we expect, and Jesse Minter comes to the Atlanta Falcons as next head coach.
Yes, please.
Interesting.
Yes, subscribe.
I would be all about that. PJ Volker is the defensive coordinator, linebackers for Navy.
Oh, all right. He moved on.
He moved on from Kennesaw.
And an American.
That's all right. I liked him. He was good too.
Coming from a Miami fan wants Minter.
Minter for
Falcons head coach. So
Todd says Minter is coming, and I don't know how he knows that.
Oh, that is great. Minter is coming. That is
I have no idea how he knows that. And I think that's weird that he knows that.
Sounds kind of personal, Todd.
But it is like 10:45, so like the chances are
out there good. It's only 7:45 out in Cali.
Still with that kind of defense, chances are good he is in fact coming. So
can you imagine if Minter's like, you know what? I want that job. I want to take them somewhere.
You never know, man. You never know.
I want to take that program somewhere.
Somebody better have reached out and asked. The worst case scenario is no. Right.
Well, I mean, that's what the Trash Down South did when with his face left for Tulane. The first call they made was to Paul Johnson, like, "Hey, you want to come back?" And he's like, "Hey, no,
fuck you,
like no, hell to the no,
eat a bag of dicks."
Not in so many words, but that is what he meant.
Do you think the bag of dicks is actually the nut sack? Like they just put the dick inside of the sack, and that's the sack, or that's just bag of
way overthinking this
bag of dicks.
I thought a bag of dicks is just when you buy that gummy bag of dicks and you send it to people you don't like. But then they're like gummy bear.
Well, there's probably a lot of bag of dicks at the gummy bag of dicks at the bachelorette parties.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, that got weird.
We're one episode. We're 1.35 episodes in now.
There we go. We ready to call it quits here?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Thanks, Ryan, for listening. It's been a fun night. Talk to you next week on Sunday. We'll do an episode on Sunday, and then we'll all be tuning in the following week for Tim and Ryan to see what they got in store for us.
Which means they're going to hire a head coach on Monday.
They're gonna hire it. They're gonna hire the head coach as soon as I get on the cruise ship.
Yes,
I think we'll have one this week.
Yeah,
I think so too.
This week, I think we'll have one this week.
Let's get it.
Yep. All right.
Oyster Fest.
Oyster Fest is this Sunday. Well, we got a
All right.
podcast to record. Sorry,
Well,
Oyster Fest.
Wait, is that
Danny will be-
Steamhouse? Is that Steamhouse Oyster Fest? Because I am fucking there. Let's go.
Oyster Fest
Did they
always
still do
somehow-
it there?
They somehow find a way to find the best day of like the late winter, early spring, and like it's always like garbage, and then Oyster Fest day rolls around and it's like 68 and sunny. I don't know. The weather's just always great.
Yeah,
on
Daniel
Oyster
says,
Fest day.
yeah, Steamhouse. I'm in. I'm going.
Nice.
Steamhouse.
All right, so Ryan
Danny,
will be
you and me.
shit-faced
We're
on
going
Sunday.
to Steamhouse.
Yeah,
That'll be an amazing podcast. on
And
the
Tim, you too,
25th.
if you want, you know.
Ryan's gonna be passed out. It's like, well, he'll turn the podcast camera on and just fall asleep. I'm gonna say schedule, and he's just gonna fall asleep.
Will we get a return?
You're not going to talk about schedules
Wait,
on
no.
Sunday?
I'm just gonna say the word
Fuck?
and it knocks you out.
Will we get a return of mac and cheese, Ryan?
Nothing
I'm
beats mac
gonna
and cheese,
no
Ryan.
because I'm gonna be full of oysters and that
Oh.
crab bisque. That crab bisque is fucking delicious.
Oysters are gross.
You're wrong.
You know what? You know how I know oysters are gross? Because I asked the chef, like, how do you eat it? What's the proper way of eating oyster? And he's like, you put it in your mouth and you swallow it. I'm like, so I just taste nothing. That's
You
that's
don't
not
taste
like a
nothing. Don't do
taste
no.
something.
no. I get like
So
whatever
you
cocktail
take a
sauce
shot.
on it, and then
When you take a shot, you just put it in your mouth and swallow it. Do you not drink? Do you not taste the shot?
I hope you do.
well, alcohol has a way different effect on your mouth. You feel the burn.
It's
and
not
all that kind of
totally
shit.
different.
Yeah, no. Oysters are gross.
It's not true.
No, I think it's
Either
actually the
way,
worst.
again, the bisque at Steamhouse
I think
is where
Wikipedia.
it's at.
I think Wikipedia says oysters are gross. If it doesn't, give me a minute. It will. So
For not very much time. Hold
All
on,
right, we're outta
I'm
here.
logging in right now.
Yeah, we should move on from this topic.
Yeah, well, I think we tried to say bye a minute ago, and then
did.
Danny brought up Oyster Fest, which was amazing, and Steamhouse is a go-to.
All right.
Steamhouse is a great place.
I'm being summoned out of here. Say goodbye,
Oh.
guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.